Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to be taking a look at Immortal Abomination. I did get lucky enough to pull this guy as a 5-star recently, and today, well, level up event I believe is still on. So anyways, 1+1. Before we get any further, let's turn this guy around, because at least now I can pretend he's relatively handsome hedgehog or mutant ninja turtle on steroids, because god, he's creepy. He has looks that can kill, and unfortunately, evidently has. Yeah, no. Whenever I'm going to be talking about the champion, I'm just going to turn him around because plastic bags are not available in MCOC. So, he's rank 3 now. His level up event is on. And I have started messing about with him overall. I will definitely play with him a bit more when I do my rank 3, 5-star and 4-star uncollected streams and some other things. So I haven't really reached a point where I can put out a full review. However, I do want to get some more impressions about the guy. I want to use him a bit more, so I have synergized him up. When I'm going to do my review, I'm probably going to leave all the synergies off, because he really isn't all that reliant on synergies, which I think is a major benefit of the character. Right, so today we're going to take him to Vitality Path, which he should be really good at, because poisons naturally reduce opponent's healing abilities. Then I have Max Despair, he also has Petrify, so we should be doing absolutely fantastic down there. However, before we get any further, we do need to get through this fight. And this fight showcases pretty much the worst case scenario, or one of the worst case scenarios, where opponent is poison immune, he's also stun immune, and that actually starts us in the territory where he does have significant upsides that many specialty champions do not have. First one is that unlike Archangel, his ability kit still kind of can work in these situations. And I'm going to showcase what I mean by that right now. So you do have a lot of damage mitigation and healing abilities via suicide, so you can heal up in these fights and you can offset the chip damage. In addition to that, putting on weaknesses in opponent whenever you take hits in a block still works. And perhaps even more importantly, you do have increased physical resistance per every poison stack on you, so more poisons the tankier you get. And most important thing is where Archangel is an absolutely dead champion in any bleed immune fight, and you might as well bring in Iron Patriot. This guy isn't. This guy still has access to level 3 and quite significant damage on the level 3. Now, obviously, I'm not going to kid you, I'm not going to try to lie, you do lose very significant portion of your damage. However, the fact that you can still access that level 3, which can let you go unblockable, which still does decent damage over time, and which lets you just hit significantly harder for a short amount of time, admittedly, but at least still gives you the feel that the champion isn't completely dead, you know what I mean? And obviously, you still will not want to use him in any poison immune matchups, but it's kind of nice to know that you can, let's say, bring him in by accident, and you don't have to ultimately quit out. For instance, if you brought in Archangel in this fight, it would take either forever, and you're likely gonna mess up at some point through it. But right here, right now, we did get the fight down. It took us 94 hits. Obviously, the rest of the fights now should be significantly quicker. And speaking of quicker, also in most of the fights, you do not really have to go to level 3, and especially, yeah, you just don't. Even using rank 3 5-star in Realm of Legends, I discovered that if you do kind of do his proper ramp up while level 3s, level 2s, or just do level 1s and level 2s, the hit count was pretty much the same in that kind of amount of health. So it's very hard to imagine anywhere outside of Everest content where you would really kind of have to rely on getting those level 3s in, which is a massive thing, because I'm definitely not a fan of champions where you have to go for level 3s in order to access damage, and thank goodness Abomination is not necessarily a champion like that, where you can be just fine with level 2s, but that is still quite significant drawback. Another drawback here was you saw that the time the healing activated on Superior Iron Man, I didn't really have any debuffs because my damage mode had just expired, and I wasn't actually mitigating a very significant portion of that healing. And here is kind of somewhat of a weakness that this champion has. It's significantly harder to control that heal reversal than it is with your standard options like Captain America Infinity War, Void, or whoever you typically use to mitigate healing. So when it comes strictly to heal reversal, I don't know how much I like him, just due to the fact that there is a period of time where you're not mitigating any heal at all whatsoever. Now, granted, you can play around it, but it increases the fight difficulty quite significantly. Now we're going to go up against Green Goblin, which should in theory showcase that weakness mechanic extremely well, but he does have unblockable level 1, so I do have to be careful about it whenever he does drop it. So I do want him to use level 1s, but I want to be able to rush away from that. And we can see that you can take these things on a block relatively easily, and he has a bunch of weaknesses. And those weaknesses also kind of like further improve the point of, like, for instance, your health mitigation. Because those are still debuffs, they still interact with despair, and they can just assist those poisons so much more. Okay, and now we're pretty much in there. We can use our level 2. We're gonna get our Death Aura active. Should be able to place a bunch of poisons. Now I do want him to use that level 2, and I don't want to die here. Man, Green Goblins can be annoying. Whoopsie. And I pretty much wasted that whole aura time. And that is another annoying thing. You do have to be quite aggressive. And you do need to capitalize on your damage windows, because we could see all my poison debuffs did fall off whilst I was trying to bait out at level 2. And I was going to be basically reset in the beginning of the fight. Considering he's a champion that needs to get to level 2 in order to start dealing any meaningful damage at all whatsoever, having that condition of being aggressive on top of it, I'm not the biggest fan. Luckily, it's still quite decent amount of time for you to kind of like manage. It's not like the shortest time, and it's nowhere near as improbable or impossible as maintaining rage stacks on Immortal Hulk, but it's still not ideal. So there are definite things that I'm not the biggest fan of in the champion, but overall I do think that he will slowly but surely increase in use and potency, hopefully, unless there is significantly better alternative released in upcoming times. Because champions who have as kind of like common and easy access to poison aren't really that frequent. There aren't really anywhere near as many champions that can inflict poison as there are. Whoopsie. And I think this is gonna finish it here. I forgot to read the notes. How many times I have done this path, but I forgot to read the notes. So let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna be dead here. That bleed's gonna kill me. But at the same time, I think I have gotten plenty of the points across. Now I'm gonna try and find Cavalier difficulty quest, and then we can take a look at what he can do on Destruct lanes and Science quest in particular, because he should be absolutely amazing there. He should have significantly improved damage output, and I just need to remember which one was the sciencey one. Was it the Mojo one? Don't quite recall. I hope it was this one, or this one was the Cosmic one. Now this is Tech. Me and my flawed memory. Okay, so that one was Tech. Emma Frost, Sciencey, pretty please. I think this one was Cosmic. Yes, this one was Cosmic. G. I should have looked this up. So my apologies for that. So was it this one? Come on, Science. Punishment Glutton. No, that's skill. I think the first one is Mutant, so we can take out the quest number 5. That should be Science, right? Quest number 5? Or quest number 6? I have a good feeling about quest number 6. Yeah, there we go. Scientific exploit. So let's try and have a go here, see what happens. So obviously I want to avoid poison immune options, and it looks like we're pretty much set down here. So don't really expect to be able to take down the boss as well with the team that I have brought in, but hey, if you want to see me tackle the remaining of Cavalier level difficulty quest, then definitely tune in for the stream later today. I will be finishing it off today. And yeah, let's see what this little beauty can do. So this lane also has breakthrough, so that is going to increase our damage even further. We should have quite good time for a rank 3 5-star, I think. We'll just bait this level 2 from the little trickster himself. And let's go for my level 2, and at this point I think we should see that the poison damage is also scaling, and with that should be able to get to my super mega uber duper damage board extremely quickly. We're putting out some beautiful numbers, and yeah, Loki goes down 53 hits for a rank 3 5-star against these big health pools. Don't think Abomination is doing too bad. So let's go on to the next one, Sentry. Sentry should be also quite a bit of a treat. My problem, though, another kind of like unspoken problem, was because I heard on the Grapevine that Abomination was basically designed to counter Dr. Doom on boss nodes, pretty much. Or that was one of the things that everybody kept in mind designing the champion, which is fair enough. However, we don't have Dr. Doom's on boss nodes pretty much anywhere. Dr. Doom is not Alliance Quest boss anymore, and Dr. Doom isn't also a popular tier 1 Alliance War option for a boss. So his kind of like main use or primary design directive is actually completely pointless, because yeah, there are just no Dr. Doom bosses really about too much. But hey, what do I know, right? Again, one level 2, and as soon as we get level 2, the entire fight's pretty much over. So that is kind of like the key aspect of the character, which I'm also not awfully keen at. Because one of the common themes against many champions that have been released this year, well, all of them pretty much rely on level 2, but also one of the common themes in Kabam designing new nodes has been messing with our special attacks and powers, and then we have polka dot powers and power alternators, and then we have power struggles and matadors and nodes like that being placed everywhere. And if you for whatever reason are unable to use at level 2 or use those specials anyways easily enough, then you lose a lot of this champion. And that is like one area where many of the older champions definitely are so much more reliable than the new ones, like Archangel. He doesn't care. You can use whatever special attacks you want, or you can not use any special attacks, and it's not going to make a significant difference. And all the new ones definitely suffer from that. And now that's, I think, highlighted even more, for instance, when you would be going up against the new Spider Pig. Spider Pig places taunts on you non-stop. And it's going to be a frequent champion that we go up against. And any champion that relies on a special attack to get their damage off will be significantly disadvantaged. And I guess the point that I'm trying to make overall is that we're getting more and more hurdles placed on our special attacks and free use of them in the game. That seems to be one of the more modern trends of today's meta game. And I'm worried that we are getting increasingly more and more reliant on our special attacks, and that is going to make it easier for Kabam to, well, make the fights hard for us. So that is definitely something that I personally want to keep an eye out for. But now let's nuke down this wasp. We should be having a good time now. So I have my death field thingy active. Wonderful. She doesn't quite have any poisons, because she actually shrugs some of them off as well, doesn't she? When she has a chance to shrug them off, I think. Whoopsie. Oh, I got significantly stung there. Come on, don't shrug them off. Don't shrug them off. Let me smack you till day's end. Okay, so this one was a bit sketchy. Like, definitely didn't play it the best. But yeah, overall, and how many times have I said overall in today's video? Or all in all? I really should start writing scripts for some of my videos rather than trying to ramble. But I do quite like Immortal Abomination. I definitely see plenty of weaknesses and downsides to the character, but I also like some of the upsides that we didn't have in older kind of like niche specialty champions. Where even in the worst case scenario, you do have somewhat of a reasonable use for a champion. Not that you will ever want to use in poison immune matchup, for instance, but still, it's just nice to have that option. Makes you feel a bit better and a bit safer. Do I see this guy getting used a lot? I do see him being used for acid wash lanes. Definitely can see that. Like in Alliance Crest, for instance. Don't know if we're gonna see too much of him in Alliance War. Maybe, perhaps with time, but definitely not for a while, I think. And this should pretty much finish it. Yep. Cavalier level difficulty quest. He's fantastic option for. And that will pretty much also do for today. Let me know what you guys think of Immortal Abomination and what has been your experience so far. Have you seen anybody use him in Alliance Quest and Alliance War, or have you used him in any of those game modes? How is he in Act 6 or variants? Let me know all that stuff. I'm definitely interested before I make full-on kind of like a review video judging the character condescendingly, because he's so fucking ugly. Anyways, I'm gonna catch you guys soon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and laters.